Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Got quite a lot to get through today, really, haven't we?
Hopefully.
But it'll be good. We've got all the documentation that we need. We've got it all here, all sorted. Ready?
I am.
Okay, let's go.
Welcome to another Bowls Revolution podcast, number 10 by definition. This week we are sponsored by the Postal vote.
Oh dear. Yes.
Straight out of the Donald Trump school of political ineptitude and chaos. But more about that later.
Good
More
old
about
Donald
that
Trump.
later. He gets in everywhere.
Yeah, he does.
We're going to start instead with the riveting subject of, we haven't been introduced.
Oh, I am his glamorous assistant. He's my straight guy. I'm Terry Kennard.
I'm
David Coombs.
Oh, thank you.
Just in case you forgot who you are.
I wrote it down somewhere. Right, wait. We were going to start the car parking.
Car parking, yes. ISCA indoor park.
Right, I'll just say we were contacted by Sarah Thomas, who is the secretary of ISCA, and the work she's doing in this area. But now you can do your bit.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
ISCA Indoor Bowls Centre, in fact, the whole of the ISCA Sports Arena area and that usually is a free car park that supports that sports centre, is going to start charging car parking for anybody who uses it. Now, originally it was going to be to bring in the commuters, wasn't it?
No, that's the general rule behind all the increases in car parking charges in Exeter.
Yeah.
It was to get commuters to contribute.
Well,
but this is an out of town car park, and it's
more sporting. It's more for sports than anything else.
So athletics arena, the rugby,
yeah,
and all
bowls,
that goes on in the centre.
There's multi-gym, everything in there. Yeah,
there is.
So what the work is going on at the moment is we have written to several councillors there to try and find out what is happening, and we've had a proposition back from them saying that they will probably charge. The first 3 hours will be free, but then they would charge £2.20 for the next 2 hours. So you'd get 5 hours really for £2.20, which I don't think is too bad. But in balancing that out, ISCA members do pay an awful lot of money to belong to that club. I think it's about 300.
It's just short of £30 a month.
Yeah, just short of that. So that's nearly £300 a year that they pay just to play bowls. And I'm not sure at the moment whether they actually do pay rink fees or not. But that's another thing. So obviously this money, if you're going 2 or 3, maybe 4 times a week, that puts an extra strain on the purse, doesn't it? So,
right. Now, we did dig a bit and did find the reasons for the increase in charges in Exeter generally, and to introduce charges to this particular car park, which was previously free.
Yes. Well, we had a very nice reply from a councillor, and she says basically that the rationale for the increase is that ECC is short of money and has become used to relying on parking charges to raise in excess of £8 million per annum. Usage has not really recovered since the pandemic, and with the likely closure of Mary Archie's car park, there will be a further strain on resources. So that's the rationale behind it. That's one of the reasons we asked for. But there are things going on. She goes on to say that she believes that there are other ways in which the funds for statutory services can be found without further charges for car parking. And when the opportunity arises, she'll be setting out her objections and including a number of examples where the proposals will cause hardship, including your own, that meaning the Bowls Club, if that is okay with us. And that is perfectly fine with us. Thank you.
Now, this is only a consultation. Well, it's not even a consultation because it hasn't been launched. It's a pre-consultation.
Yeah, it's not on the website yet.
No, we've just checked the page and there's nothing there whatsoever. But perhaps we can help. South Hams had a similar problem with their centre, which has a bowls club in it. They have a car park above it. What they've done is they charge £1 for the first 3 hours, and then £2 for the remainder of the day. No,
Well, no, it's for £2 for all day.
yes,
£2
I said the
all
remainder
day.
of the day. Yeah, or £2 all
all
day.
day.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, that was slightly misleading.
No, that's okay. You're allowed.
£2 for the day. There you are, Exeter City Council. You can do it that way. It sounds an awful lot simpler. And even if people under 3 hours, I don't suppose they're going to mind paying £1, are they?
No. It's cheap compared to some of the car parking around in the Teignbridge area. I think that's quite cheap. But we don't want to say that. Don't say that, because they might put the prices up. Crikey. Anyway, so that's an ongoing thing. If you've got any ideas or any comments to make, please get in touch with us. It's the usual way.
Or even write necessary letters, because it is important. I've talked to some members of the Isca Bowls Club, and there's a lot of single people there, and they use it as a meeting place. And if, of course, there were ideas of £2 to £18. I mean, these are only proposals. It's not necessarily going to come into force unless we make it very clear that those bowlers rely on ISCA for their wealth and health and
Absolutely.
wealth of health.
Well, it was the social side of it, because let's face it, we've come through a terrible time. We don't know what demons people are facing at home on their own, and perhaps that they're going to the centre is their only social contact for the week. You don't know. The other thing is, if you've had hip and knee replacements, and I banged on about this ages ago, it's good physiotherapy. People will tell you to keep moving, keep walking, keep bending to loosen up these new joints. So it has a health and a sociability to it as well, which is very important to a lot of older people.
People who spoke to me said they wouldn't be joining if I mean the winter allowance has gone, the 25%.
Your reduction in council tax. That's under the cosh. We don't know about that yet, but. Yeah, well, it's not as if you weren't warned. It's not as if you weren't warned. Never mind.
Nothing political.
No, sorry. Politics aside. We haven't been biased with politics, because we've written to both Labour and Conservative.
Yeah, well, we got replies from Conservative.
Yeah.
Who are apparently opposed.
Absolutely, yeah.
To the increase in charges.
Good. Anyway, enough of politics, thank you.
Yes, we'll do away with that.
Politics
now.
And religion, two subjects that should definitely be avoided. And another subject that should definitely be avoided, DCIBA.
But we can't.
No.
Now we can't, we really can't, because if I was writing a headline for that meeting that we went to, I would have to say it was a shambles and a farce. We attended, me and her.
And Gary.
Gary
Hitchens.
Yeah, attended. And we went there not as podcast members, but as representatives for the club.
For the club, yeah.
So
David was our county representative. I went as chairman, and Gary went as our secretary.
Yeah, so we're being a bit parochial again. We managed to get into East Devon just now, but now we're back in we were in Plymouth for this, weren't we?
Yes, Plymouth. God, we're globetrotters.
Anyway, I could only describe it as a total shambles. I really can. It started off with the fact that the microphone reverberated too much, so they had to turn it off. And then we couldn't hear what they were saying because they were on the green and we were on the side there. Which, okay, I'll let that one go. But it got a little silly after that with regard to one of the proposals. One of the proposals was that they put the capitation fees up. Okay, and we had a vote on it, didn't we?
Yeah, but the capitation fee was going up by 85 pence per person. But I understand from what was being spoken about in very hushed terms was 65 pence of the capitation fee goes to the Colts, which I think is great because they're the youngsters, they're the future, they're tomorrow's champions, secretaries, chairmans and what have you. So yes, anyway, so we had we voted on putting the capitation fee up, and
they lost it.
They did.
They lost it, and this is what really creased me up, to be honest. All of a sudden, they produced a postal vote.
4 postal votes.
We did ask where they'd come from, and they shuffled around and couldn't find them. But it changed the decision to one of passing the motion to put the capitation fees up. So we looked into the Constitution, didn't we, glamorous assistant?
Here is the Devon County Indoor Bowling Association Constitution rules.
And what did we find?
It says here, conduct of meetings. It says, a motion shall be deemed to be carried or defeated by a simple majority as determined by a show of hands. However, if called upon, a motion will be determined by undertaking a paper ballot of those voting members in attendance. There is absolutely no mention here in annual or other general meetings, conduct of meetings, where it says you can have postal votes. No mention of postal votes whatsoever. So I think personally that motion was really carried by the people that voted against it at the meeting. It was the 4 postal votes that are, shall we say, not valid, that carried that motion.
Well, to be honest, we couldn't decide. I couldn't hear what was being said most of the time, to be honest.
Oh, that's it. Absolve yourself.
I couldn't believe I was watching this.
I know.
But a certain person did have a pop at us by the name.
Oh, crikey, yeah. No, don't mention any names. Please don't mention any names.
Okay, just call him George.
Okay. Oh, God. Okay. Yes, he did. He mentioned our podcast, and we weren't there as
he said we
podcastees.
So we didn't rise to his jibe that
No.
we said he collected his money, which if you watch the podcast on it, I'm going to try and include the clip if I learn how to edit.
Well, we need a full production team, really. But
anyway, the accusation he made against us was totally false, and we resisted the urge to go and batter him over the head, didn't we?
Well, yeah, but it was naughty, really, because it was trying to provoke a response, and we weren't there as the podcast. We were there as Torquay United Indoor Bowls Club, and as I've said to that committee, that executive committee, so many times, they must be sick of hearing it, that the podcast has nothing to do with TUIBC and its running, nothing at all.
No.
Anyway, it went on, didn't it? Honorariums.
Yeah, I still don't know they passed that one, but I mean, the vote was being counted by the outgoing president, wasn't it? And
I don't know.
The rules say that it's supposed to be an independent person.
It does say that it should be, an auditor. It should say it's going to be an auditor.
Yeah, but it really, nothing was done properly.
Yeah.
And
then there was another one where they wanted to get a database of the names of all the people in the clubs so that they could keep a contact on the capitations. But fortunately, there was quite a discussion about that and about GDPR, which is data protection, and that didn't get passed. They scrapped that idea. So
didn't lose it.
We didn't lose it. They scrapped it. And the other thing that I thought was a bit sad, really, was that semi-finalists in the county competitions won't get any prize money anymore. Now, that's pretty sad because you go through a lot of rounds to get to the finals and of these competitions. And I believe that if you get to a semi-final, it goes towards your county badge.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it goes towards your county badge.
It's not something I value, to be honest.
It's quite an accolade to get to a semi-final, and they've taken away the money. So they've put up the capitation, they've put up the honorariums, but taken away the semi-finalists' prize money. And it's not difficult to administer. Administrate. All you need to do is send the money to the clubs by backs.
You said it was difficult.
Wow, there you are. That I think it's just a little bit sad, but hey ho, that's that's what they've decided to do. That was what was voted. We lost the vote on that one as well, because that got passed as well.
Yeah, I don't know who by, but that's...
Well, there was no postal votes with that one. That was just determined by a show of hands. It says here, look, I've got it here, look, there you go. Determined by a show of hands. Of those people in attendance at the meeting.
Yes, not those that
have posted letters and things. Right.
God.
Well, if that's not controversial enough, I don't know what is.
Now, I was going to do a little piece on the ladies' meeting, which was held a couple of weeks ago. Now,
yeah,
it's going on, but I did ring Joan Hurd, but she was unable. She said she was unable to talk to me, though she was at work at the time. But I did get the impression that she's not going to talk to me anyway. So I don't know what that's about, but we'll look
trying.
into it.
I think they're trying to resurrect. It was such a shame that the ladies section.
I thought they're doing well.
Well, we were at one particular point, and we actually did have a really good constitution, and we always stuck to it. So the ladies model was a good model to follow, really, and that's an accolade to them. But
yeah, that's what I was going to do.
And that is just, it's very sad that the ladies section folded. But again, and this came up at the DCIBA meeting last Thursday, was the fact that there are no volunteers to take on these positions. Hence, George has three hats to wear now. A bit like me in the last podcast. But he's got 3 hats to wear now, and I find that quite sad, because when you do too much, I don't think you can do anything or all of it to 100%, because you're trying to do too much. You're trying to do too much.
Sinking ships has got anything to do with this?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. I think it will resurrect itself. I think people will see what's going on, and I think there'll be a bit of a Bowles revolution. Isn't that what it's all about?
I heard on the grapevine that the ladies were thinking unofficial discussions with the men, and the men were going to allow them 3 members on their committee.
Well, that'll shake the men up.
No,
because the ladies won't take any nonsense. I believe you me, they have been, that ladies committee has been a very, very, very good over the last few years, and I have to say they have held it together.
I think the ladies should ask the men to join them and form their own organisation. Personally,
that's a good idea.
Oh yeah, it's the ladies being in charge.
Right. There was just something else
So you're thinking of joining the men, girls? Don't do it.
No, ask them to join you. But here
on
we
your
go.
terms, we're going to go. What?
I just wanted to say this. A special general meeting shall be called at the request of the majority of the Executive Committee, or on written request addressed to the Honorary County Secretary of the Association by at least 2 member clubs, and detail of the issue to be discussed should be submitted at least 14 days prior to the meeting. No other business shall be conducted at that meeting.
Why?
So if you want to do something about it, get 2 clubs to get together and let's have an extraordinary or a special general meeting.
We've got to get out of here, buddy.
Oh, we've got to get out here. Why? Yes. What's happening? Time. Oh my God. Yes, look, hang on a minute. We've gone way over time. Okay. So what do we do then? Hang on a minute. Go what? What? Go where? Cheers, mate. Do you think we're going to be hung, drawn and quartered now, are we?
That's not your cheers.
Oh, sorry. May you never rust.
Yeah, I think
sorry.
Talk about forgetting the script.
Cheers, everyone. This is rather nice. Right, here we go. Bye.